everybody, and welcome back again. So we have made it. Today is our final practice class of the semester. So thank you all for following along thus far, and thank you all for being here all the way to the end. So today's going to be a little bit of a longer class. We're going to go through pretty much all the flows, all the movements that we have learned thus far, as well as some restorative postures, of course finishing off with some relaxation and Shavasana. Although this is our final class, we are going to have one more assignment. So assignment number 4 will be posted next week, and that will be all for the semester, all for this course. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get started, of course, with our grounding techniques. Starting with some breathing. So finding a comfortable seat, whatever suits your body today. Go ahead and close down the eyes. And just bring your attention inward, releasing all outside thought and giving yourself the next 30 minutes to 40 minutes of stillness of the mind, stillness in the body, and just allowing yourself to have this time for you. This is your time. So really release all those outside thoughts that won't serve you in the next 30 to 40 minutes. That everything will be there afterwards. So let's go ahead and bring our attention to our breath. You can either find a color. I'm going to be counting my breaths today, so I'm going to be inhaling for the count of 5 and pausing for about a 3 hold and exhaling for 6. So I could get all the air out of my body. But choose whatever breathing technique suits you today. You can do Ujjayi breath. You could do box breathing. You can do visualization. And just spending a few moments tuning into your body. Trying to calm the mind with the breath. Take about 5 more long, deep breaths here. Let's take about 3 more breaths. Very good. Just gently open up the eyes. Let's get started with some wrist circles. Let's do about 10 one direction, and then we'll switch directions there. And reverse. Okay, let's move into our shoulders. Fingertips on the shoulders here. Make those circles with the elbows. And reverse, other direction, circles with the elbows. Very good, and release. Gently release those fingers, or those hands rather, on the knees. We're gonna do some circles with the nose. Go ahead and tilt that nose up towards the sky, and let's make our way in a circle. All the way up to the top. So let's do 5 this direction. That's 2, 3, 4, and last one, all the way around, meeting at the top, and reverse the direction. Very good. Finishing off at the top and back to neutral. Let's go ahead and find our tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Moving through some cat-cows to get our spine nice and warm. So let's go ahead and drop the belly, point the tailbone, inhale, lift. Exhale, navel squeeze in, point that tailbone towards the ground, chin to chest. 4 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. Last 2. Inhale, lift. And exhale, under. Last one. Exhale, under. Good. Meeting in our neutral tabletop, we're going to get our core awake. Wake it up a little bit, get it warm. Go ahead and reach the right arm in front of you. Push down through your right shin and your right foot. Ground yourself. Inhale, lift the left leg behind you. Opposite hand to opposite foot. Create that straight line from your fingertips out your toes and breathe. Try not to sway either side. Try to keep yourself nice and in line in the center of your mat. Breathe here for 3, 2, inhale, exhale, release. Good. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Reach your left arm in front of you. Untuck your left toes. Push them into the mat. That shin is nice and strong. Inhale, reach the right toes up behind you, creating this straight line of energy from your fingers out your toes. Breathe here. Couple more breaths. Good. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Release it down. Go ahead and push it back. Find a child's pose. Make a prayer position with your hands. Elbows down on the ground. Walk them forward a little bit more if you need a little bit more space. Bring your forehead towards the ground. Couple breaths here. Very good. Next inhale takes you back up through your tabletop. We're going to find our first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up off the ground to hover. Take a breath. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, push the hips high. Finding our first downward dog of the day. Maybe it feels a little bit tight. Go ahead and walk your dog. Good. Let's go ahead and all gently walk our feet up to meet our hands. Half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Go ahead and ragdoll your way up to the top. Nice and easy, one vertebrae at a time. And let's all meet at the front of our mat. We're going to lift up those feet, those toes nice and wide. Stretch them out and drop them down. Little bend in the knees. Let's inhale, reach those arms up overhead. So we're going to do a little bit of a back bend here at the top of the mat. So it's really important to squeeze your glutes. This is going to protect your low back. So we're going to inhale, lift it up, squeeze your glutes, and just gently bend at the elbows and look up. Squeeze those glutes. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lift. Squeeze the glutes, protect your low back, and exhale, open up the arms. Look up if that feels good. Inhale, lift. Good. Go ahead and reverse swan dive our way down. Half lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Let's go ahead and step our right leg back and drop your right knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Hold that ball of energy up overhead. Stay nice and active. Breathe here. And maybe sink a little bit more into that front knee if it feels good. Opening up through the hip flexors of that right leg. You should feel that. Breathe. Got a couple more breaths here. Good. What I want you to do is take an inhale. Exhale, sweep the right hand on the right side of the body. Make a nice big circle. Up, back to center. One more time. Sweep that circle with the right hand, and good. Exhale, release the hands to frame that front foot. Take the hips back for our half splits here. Our front leg, our left leg should be nice and straight. Lift up to lengthen your spine. Stay here if this feels good. This is perfect. If you feel this, stay here. If you want a little more, if that's not enough, that's when you begin to shimmy that foot forward, lengthening the space between the legs. Your gaze should be up at your toes. Breathe here. Good. It's going to bring that that front foot closer into the body at a 90-degree angle, nice and strong through the legs. Inhale, lift the hands up. We're gonna take a twist, dropping our right hand on the inside of our left foot, left hand on the hip, or if you would like, you could reach it up towards the sky. Maybe taking the gaze up as well. Breathe here. Good job, we're almost out of this. Inhale, exhale, bring that left hand down on the inside of the left foot. It's next to the right hand. Both hands are on the inside of that left foot. So you're gonna get really deep into the groin here. You should already begin to feel it. If you need more, begin to bend those elbows back towards your hips, sinking deeper into the hips there. Breathe, a couple breaths. Good, straighten out those arms on an inhale. Let's go ahead and move that foot back between our hands and go ahead and step it back. We're gonna tuck our toes under, lift our hips up for our downward facing dog. Shake your head out, no. Shake your head out, yes. Good, let's inhale forward, finding a plank pose. You could drop your knees if you want to modify, that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and come down, nice and slow, all the way onto the mat. Untuck the toes, find your variation of a back bend here. Again, we could do our baby cobra, maybe lifting those hands up off the mat. We could do our seal, walking our hands out beyond our mat, making more space, lifting it up. You can also do your full cobra, where hands are near the upper ribs and you straighten and lengthen them out. Rolling your shoulders away from your ears, whatever position you're at, try to make space between your shoulders and your ears. Good, take an inhale, exhale, release. Let's take it back, find a child's pose. Good, inhale, take it forward. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes under, lift the hips, downward dog. Let's all meet at the top of our mat, one vertebrae, one foot at a time. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release, ragdoll your way up. Head is the last to rise. Take a nice big sweep. Inhale, exhale, squeeze those glutes and maybe bend through the elbows, open up the chest. Inhale, lift, good. Exhale, hands to heart. There we go. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive it down. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale to make some space and step our left leg back. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Tighten up through the inner thighs. Squeeze, help, inhale, lift those hands up overhead. Doing good. Holding this nice energy ball here, take an inhale and exhale, maybe sink deeper into that front leg, into that front knee, feeling it more through the left hip flexor. Breathe here, doing good. Couple breaths. We're gonna take the sweep like we did on the other side, so go ahead and drop your left arm to make a circle on the left side of your body, and inhale back forward. One more time. Drop it, nice big circle. Good, take an inhale, exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. Take your hips back, finding your half splits variation here. Keeping the foot right where it's at and just looking at those toes, maybe melting your chin closer in towards your shin. Or if you wanna go a little bit further, make some space. Wherever you're at, try to keep your spine nice and long. Try not to round it too much. Breathe into the back of the leg here. Very good. Go ahead and rebend that front knee. What you're gonna do is inhale, lift, and exhale, drop that left hand on the inside of the right foot. Reach your right arm up, or maybe keep it on the hip. Whatever you did on the other side, try to mirror it on this side. If your arm is up, take a look past those right fingertips. Couple more breaths. Inhale, exhale, let's release our right hand on the inside of that foot. So both hands are on the inside of the foot. Getting into the groin here, you could keep the arms straight or maybe bend them back towards your hips. Doing good. Inhale, reach, straighten those arms. Let's go ahead and bring our hand right on the outside of our foot again. Step it back. So tuck our toes under. Inhale, lift. Find our downward facing dog. We're gonna move forward into our plank. Take an inhale and exhale all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Inhale, or exhale, release. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift, find your variation. Exhale, release. Good. Bring those hands near the side body. Find a child's pose. Good. Inhale, take it forward. Tuck your toes under, moving through our downward facing dog. Walk your feet up. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Ragdoll your way up. Inhale, lift those arms up overhead. Tighten the glutes first. Exhale, melt it. Open, melt the chest open if that feels good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Good job, everybody. So we're definitely getting some movement, some flowing going. Maybe you feel some heat rising in the body. That's a good thing. We're gonna keep it going a little bit more with the flowing, and then we'll make our way down onto the mat. We're gonna do a bit of a warrior series. So we're gonna do our warrior 1, warrior 2, our chair pose, and yep, then we'll just be about done. We're gonna finish off with some balancing as well. So here we go. Let's all meet at the top of our mat. Lift up those toes, spread them out, and release. Let's go ahead and inhale, reach those arms up overhead. I want you to exhale, sit back into a chair pose. Remember, you could bring your hands to the heart if it feels too much with your hands up overhead. Wherever you're at, make sure all corners of your feet are down. Our knees aren't crashing forward. We're pushing our hips back. A couple more breaths here, you're almost there. Take an inhale and exhale, go ahead and stand up. Good job. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, go ahead and swan dive down. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale to make some space. Let's step our right foot back. Doing good. So I want you to stay nice and strong here. Engage those inner thighs. And then I want you to lift those fingertips up behind you. Try to make some space between your chest and your thigh. Inhale, lift it up. Drop your right heel down in a warrior 1 position. So that's right about a 45-degree angle. Almost like towards the middle of your mat, your toes should be facing. Your left toe should be facing forward. Sink into that front knee. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead and our hips are pulled forward. Breathe. Inhale, and let's exhale, warrior 2. Now our back foot is parallel with the edge of our mat, so it's more at a 90-degree angle in comparison to our front foot. Now bring those arms up nice and wide. Shoot those laser beams out of all 10 fingers, and we're gonna pulse. So inhale, lift it up, straighten out through the legs. Exhale, sink lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale into that warrior 2. I want you to stay here with the lower body. Just drop your back hand lightly on the leg, and I want you to sweep that front arm up into the sky. This hand should not be, the back hand should not be pressing on the leg. You could even reach it towards your left hip for a little bit of a bind here. Good, inhale back to our warrior 2. We're gonna windmill it down, high up on your back toes at the same time. We're gonna shoot our left leg into the sky for a 3-legged dog. I want you to try to kick as high as you can today. Kick, 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 kick. Get it high, almost there. Inhale, exhale, drop it down. Roll it forward, drop it all the way onto the belly. Find your variation of upward cobra, baby cobra, or seal. Only gonna do it once. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good, we're not gonna take a child's pose this time. We're gonna go right back up through the plank. Exhale, downward dog. Walk it forward. Doing good, everyone. Keep it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Reverse swan dive or ragdoll, whatever feels best to you. We're gonna meet at the top. Inhale, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, open up, little back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a couple breaths here. Breathe in your mountain pose. Feel the energy you're creating throughout your body. Feel the warmth. Take about 3 more breaths here. Good. Gently open up the eyes. A little bend in the knees. I want you to inhale, sink or reach those arms up, and then exhale, sink the hips down, finding our chair pose. Hands could be up, hands could be at heart center. Breathe here. Make sure all 4 corners of the feet are down. Make sure we're sinking our hips back. Couple more breaths. We're almost there. Inhale, sweep it up. Very good. Exhale, swan dive it down. Half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale to make some space. Exhale, step your left leg back this time. Stay high up on your back toes. Stay nice and strong. Inhale, reach the arms up. Drop that heel down. And let's find our warrior 1. So same cues as the other side. 45-degree angle with the back knee. Front toes are pointed forward. Both heels should be in one line. Arms are up. Good. Breathe here. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up into your warrior 2. Back heel is in the same line as the mat, as the back part of your mat. Right toes are forward. Sink into the front knee. We're going to do the warrior pumps. Inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift, straighten out through that front leg. Exhale it down. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior 2. I want you to release the back hand lightly on the leg. Our right arm goes up into the sky. Your hand is light on the leg, or you're reaching it towards your right hip for a bind. Open up to that right side body. Couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, release. We're gonna windmill it down. Come high up on your back toes at the same time. Step it back into the sky. Find a 3-legged dog. Same thing, I want you to get as high as you can with that foot. Make sure all 10 fingers, the palm is down, nice and strong. Couple breaths. Good, inhale, exhale, drop it down. Roll it forward. I'm gonna give you all a challenge. So you can do the same thing we've been doing, dropping the body fully on the mat, or you could find a chaturanga. A chaturanga is where we do not touch the ground with our body. We come halfway down and then sweep it up. Okay? Let's all meet in your upward dog position, your mini back bend. Good, and exhale, drop the knees, take it back. Child's pose. Take a couple breaths here, bring down the heart rate. Good. Inhale, take it forward. And let's go ahead and meet in a seated position. Good job, everybody. So that's pretty much all we're going to do for the flowing part. We're going to go ahead and stand up and finish off with some balancing, and then we got some relaxation. So let's go ahead and meet standing. Finding a nice stable surface to start on. I want you to shift your weight to your left foot. For first, lift up your toes, spread them out, drop them down. Make sure all 5 toes are down on the ground. Find a spot to focus on. And I want you to just bring up your right knee. So just bend your knee. So you could see how this alone is a little bit of a challenge. So this is perfect if you want to stay here. You could even do this up close next to a wall for a little bit more support. If you want to go further, bring your right hand on the inside of that thigh, and then your left hand on the outside of the thigh, giving yourself a little bit of support. And I want you to just kick out that front leg. Try to keep it nice and straight. Keep your posture upright. We won't be here for long. Breathe here for 3, 2, take an inhale, exhale, rebend that knee, and drop it down on the ground. Good. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So spread out those toes, drop them down. Shift the weight into that right leg as you bend your left knee. Just bend it at a 90-degree angle. Find that spot to focus on. Stay here. This is good. This is great. Work on this if that's where you're at today. Only if you want to go further. Right hand on the outside of that thigh, left hand on the inside. So we're holding, we're supporting it here, and then we begin to kick out our left foot. Trying to get our left leg nice and straight. Try not to sway our body left or right. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale. Exhale, rebend that knee and drop it down. Good. Go ahead and walk it out. So we're going to do that one more time. I will show you the advanced, the full expression of the pose. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and spread our left toes, lift them up, drop them down. Shift your weight into that foot. Bring our right knee up. So we're either staying here or doing the leg out with holding. If you want to go into the full version, grab your big toe, your right big toe with your right hand. Stay nice and lifted. Inhale. Exhale, kick that foot out. Right in front of you. Breathe here. We're only going to be here a few breaths. Stay nice and strong. You could also put your left hand on your hip for 3, 2, take an inhale, exhale, gently release. Good job, everyone. Go ahead and walk it out one more time, and then we're going to be down, relaxing. So, moving to our other side, lift up our right toes, drop them down. Find your spot to focus on, shift your weight into your right foot, bring up that left knee. We're either staying here, we're taking our clasp, kicking the leg out. If you tried it on the other side, try it on this side. Grab your left toes with your 2 left fingers and just kick it right out in front of you. Opposite hand on the hip. Keep yourself nice and stable. Breathe here for 3, 2, and take an inhale, exhale, gently release. Good job, everybody. So we're done with our balancing. Let's go ahead and make our way back down onto the mat and all the way onto the back. I want you to keep your knees bent as you find yourself on the mat. Let's walk our feet nice and wide, about max width apart. Let's go ahead and do some windshield wipers. Open up through the hips. Good. Keeping your knees bent, walk them back hip width apart. So now they're back on our mat. We're going to take the figure 4 position, bend your left knee, and drop your left ankle on the top of your right thigh. From here, extend that leg up into the sky, reach between that little hole with your hands, and grab the back of the thigh here. You can always use some kind of strap, a shirt, piece of clothing for assistance, right? So you would just put that behind the leg and you would hold on to your assistance if you don't feel like you want to try to grab the back of your leg today. Wherever you're at, try to keep the back of your head on the ground. We don't want to be lifting it up off the mat. It's going to cause some strain in the neck. So make this posture feel good for you, right? If it feels strenuous or if it feels like your head's lifting or you're pulling, you might need a little bit of assistance. So just grab a strap, a towel, and help yourself out because we want to make this feel relaxing. So once you're in here, let's use our breath to release our hips, release the tension in there. So you inhale, you could release, and exhale, draw the legs a little closer into the body. Just a couple breaths. So what we're gonna do is keep the position with our legs. Just drop your right foot on the ground. So we keep the position. I want you to put your hands out towards the side, palms down, and just let your knees fall over towards the left. A little bit of a spinal twist here. You should feel that along the right hand side of the body. Really important to keep your hands down on the ground, on the mat. Couple breaths. Good, one more inhale. And exhale, release. Good, draw it back up to center. And let's go ahead and switch right into the other side. So right ankle comes on the outside or on the top of that left thigh. Left leg into the sky. Using your assistance, put underneath the leg, holding on, or grabbing the back of the leg. Notice your upper body. Is it getting strained? Is it lifting? Relax it on the mat. Long, deep breaths here. Using each breath to try to bring the legs just even a millimeter closer into the body. Maybe you could feel the muscles of the hips releasing in this posture. I know I sure can. If you have a desk job or you tend to sit throughout the day, this one is great. It definitely helps release the tension in the hips. The hips get tight when we're sitting for hours. So be sure to always try to stretch. Release the tension we build in the body throughout the day. Good, take one more inhale. And exhale, release that left foot. Keep the positioning of the leg is the same. Just release the arms out towards the side, like the airplane wings here. Palms down, and just let your knees fall over toward the right this time. You feel that stretch all along the left-hand side of the body here. Keeping the hands flat on the ground. And just breathe. Maybe close down the eyes to really enjoy it. About 3 breaths here. Good. Inhale it back up to center. Exhale, release that right foot. I want you to give yourself a nice big hug and then just make some little rolls with the knees here, massaging the back. And reverse the direction of those circles. All right, so we're gonna do an inversion. Again, an inversion is when the feet are higher than the rest of the body, or rather than higher than the rest of an inversion is when the feet are higher than the heart. So we're gonna go ahead and try that out. It's really good for the body. It's really good for the blood circulatory system. So let's go ahead and kick those feet up into the sky. This alone is an inversion. So stay here if you'd like. If you wanna go a little bit further, you have your elbows bent here. You're just gonna lift your hips and catch your hips with your hands, okay? So I'll show you that again one more time. So we're here, and just pop up your hips, catch them, make a little kickstand with your elbows. And this is shoulder stand. So keep your gaze forward. Please do not look left and right. Protect your neck by keeping your gaze up towards those toes in this shoulder stand. We won't be here for long. It's also called candlestick pose. Good, breathe for 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees, gently roll yourself out of it. Nice and easy. Good, feet nice and wide. Take some windshield wipers. Good, and release. So before we go into Shavasana, we're gonna try out a new breathing technique. So the breathing technique is called alternate nostril breathing. So to go ahead and do that, it's kind of how it sounds. We're going to be breathing in through one nostril, switching sides, breathing out the other nostril, breathing in through that nostril, switching sides, and breathing out through the other. So it kind of sounds a little complicated. It's really not. So let's go ahead and bring our pointer finger and our middle finger together, just like that. We're going to put that on the bridge of our nose, okay? So our thumb and our ring finger those are gonna be the ones that are closing our nostrils. So first, let's go ahead and close our right nostril, put the fingers on the bridge, and we're gonna breathe in through our left nostril, close it with our finger, and then we're gonna pause for a moment and then breathe out the right nostril. Once we do that, we're gonna make sure this is closed still, breathe back in through the right nostril, pause, breathe out the left, breathe in the left. We're gonna keep going back and forth. So I'll guide you through it. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it seems, and it's a really beneficial pranayama, good for balancing both sides of the body, the energies of the body, and just relaxes the body at the same time. So let's go ahead and get it started. So put the right thumb on the right nostril. Let's go ahead and breathe in through the left side, as big of an inhale as you can. Close the left side. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the same nostril. Pause. Exhale right side. Let's do a few more. Inhale right side. Close. Exhale left side. Inhale left side. Pause. Exhale right side. Almost done. A few more. Inhale right side. Close. Exhale left side. Last one. Inhale left side. Close. Exhale right side. And release. Good, so I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that one. Once you get comfortable doing it, you almost get in a flow state when you're doing that breath. And try it if you ever have any kind of anxiety, or if you ever need to just calm the body and the mind. Try alternate nostril breathing. So that wraps that up. Let's go ahead and come on down in Shavasana, our final Shavasana of our class. So go ahead and find the most comfortable position for you. Make sure the body feels even. Get out any fidgeting. Close down the eyes. I want you to do a body scan from your feet, and we're going to make our way all the way up to the top of our head. So just bringing your attention to your toes. Maybe you feel a slight tingle, the energy you created in the body. Maybe you want to use a color similar to how we do with the breath, and watch that color as it works up your body. So just bringing the energy through the toes, all the way through the foot and the heel and the ankle. Keeping the awareness going up the shin, into the knee joint, all the way up into the thighs and the hips, letting the hips sink a little bit more into your mat. Let them feel a little more relaxed. Keeping the energy and the awareness going up through the torso, the belly, the chest, moving its way out through the shoulders, into the elbow joints, the wrists and the fingers. Maybe you feel a slight tingle in the hands. Keeping your attention going up through your shoulders, into your neck, through the base of your skull, into your jaw, your face, wrapping its way up to the crown of your head, and just having this awareness of the entire body. Just doing your own body scan. Just letting your body feel relaxed here for just a couple moments. Letting it be heavy into the ground. Letting it feel weightless. With each exhale, just allow your body to relax just a little bit deeper. How is the space in between your forehead, in between your eyebrows? Relax that space. How is your jaw? Try to relax it. Are your shoulders still tense? Try to relax them. Just giving yourself a few more moments here. Let's all take one nice big inhale and exhale through the mouth with an H-ah. Good, let's take one more just like that. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale, H-ah. Good, knowing you can stay here as long as you want. Pause the video if you need and give yourself more time. I highly encourage it. Go ahead and bring some movement into the body once you're done. Wiggling the fingers, the wrists, the toes. Taking the arms up overhead for a nice stretch. And exhale. Rolling over to the side to help yourself up to a seated position. And that is a wrap. We are done with the class for this semester. So I want to thank you guys again for all being a part of it and your continued participation and your continued effort throughout the entire course. I hope this course relaxed you and just taught you some techniques that you can keep in your toolbox for any moments that you may feel a little bit stressed or any days where you may feel overwhelmed. Knowing that you always have the space here on your mat to come back to help center yourself, just to help bring yourself back to you. So with that, that's all for today, and remember to complete the assignment 4. It will be posted next week. So don't forget about that. This is our last practice class, but not our last assignment, so don't forget. With that, that's all I have to say. So again, if you all ever have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help. So take care, everyone, and namaste. Bye-bye.